I'm going to go crazy. Hello, hello, hello. I am trying really hard to get the right orientation, but YouTube is not cooperating. Oh my goodness. I don't know if it's going to switch. Come on, you could hear me. So that's good. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. It's not changing. I don't want that. YouTube is going to be the death of me yet. Okay, let me see. I don't know what to do here. Orientation is locked. Rotate back. Oh, that's my desk. Okay, well, I think I'm just going to have to do it this way. I don't know how to change this. Bear with me, everyone. Bear with me. I don't see any comments. Okay, I see Eldon Corinne. Hi. Oh my gosh, ladies, I'm gonna go crazy. I don't know what to do. Oh. Well, I'm just gonna have to record this video in this orientation. Oh man, my phone is not set up. This is not what I want. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and get started. Just need to pay attention to what I'm doing and stay in camera view. Oh my gosh, this looks terrible. Okay, well, this is the first card we're going to go ahead and start with. As some of you may or may not have seen my Facebook Live, I shared a card that I got at On Stage from a team member. It's made with acetate. So that's kind of, well, that's where I got the idea. But she got hers from Brandy Cox. It's called a floating card, but mine is going to be a top folding like this. Yeah, it was Angela's card. So this is the one that we're going to create today. So sorry I don't have as much space to work with. Thank you, YouTube. So this has a lot of pieces, ladies, a lot of pieces, and very tiny pieces. You got the little flower pieces, and you've got 2 of these itty bitty teeny tiny little boogers. Well, they're not boogers, they're flower buds. Hi, Joan, or Joanne. Sorry, don't have my glasses on. YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. You're fired. So we have, you're going to have 4 of the bigger buds or flowers and then 2 little buds. So we're going to go ahead and set those off to the side. Going to have the base of your pot, your flower pot, 2 stems, 2 purple flowers, clusters, some dirt. These are not Stampin' Up. These were close to my heart, the itty bitty rhinestones. You have a ladybug. You have a sign that's going to go in the pot. This is stamped hello. You have your background piece, which I blended, used the blending brush with, I think this is Balmy Blue. This is the inside layer. This is an inside layer. You have 2 pieces. This is Mossy Meadow. One is embossed with the daisy. I should be so proud of me. I left my stuff out. The Lazy Daisy embossing folder. And we are using the Help Me Grow stamp set and dies. Look at that, Tanya. You go, girl. And this is the inside piece. And on this here, I stamped the flower and I separated, not physically, but I stamped separate Love You bunches for the inside of this card. And then, of course, you have your envelope and a piece of acetate. This acetate is also from Close to My Heart. Truthfully, I don't know if Stampin' Up! Sells acetate. Shame on me, right? So let's go ahead and build our flower pot and then we'll do the other stuff. So let's go ahead and glue our pieces together and then we will, the last step, we will put everything on our acetate. So I changed the tip of my glue so it'll come out faster and we don't have to wait so long for me to glue. So this piece is going to adhere onto the white backing. Now for those of you that put your crafter's mark on your cards, you are going to want to stamp the back side of this prior to putting it on your acetate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now because I will forget. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it in Mossy Meadow. This is not a Stampin' Up! Stamp. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. Then we are going to bring in this piece here and we're going to build on it. Set that aside, this aside, this aside. Okay. We're going to start with our dirt. We're going to go ahead and glue our dirt down. And you're going to put it flush to the bottom and the side. It is going to overhang, but we're going to use that piece for the pot. Okay. So I'm just going to trim it off, just like so. I'm going to bring in my pot. And this will fit straight across. So I just angle cut this so it removes some of the bulk and it was easier to slide into the pot. I'm going to just add a little bit of glue there and I'm going to slide it in like so. Okay, and this is what the back looks like. If you may have to trim a smidge off, but it's completely up to you. And you're gluing it to the pot so you could stick your elements behind your greenery like this. Okay. And you're just going to arrange it how you want it to be in your pot. Okay. And then I'm just going to take a little dab of glue. I bought a new glue, so, and if you have the silicone craft mat or a silicone mat, this will come in handy so you don't get glue everywhere. Okay. Because we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. Let's go ahead and glue down. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, very little bit, on the bottom of your pot, and then it slides in to the what is this bottom part of the planter called? The plate? Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put our flowers on our greenery. So you're just going to pick, let's see, 4, 5, 6 random locations that you want to put your flowers. And obviously this is not the same as my sample. I guess we have 7 locations. I guess I need to learn how to count. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one behind. Again, it's wherever you choose to put them. So how is everybody's day today? I didn't do a very good job placing my greenery. See if I could separate it a little bit. Work has been super crazy. I'm just gonna, I know this is a leaf, but I'm just gonna put this other one over here. No one will ever know. Look, you can't even tell. Then we're gonna stick our sign in. Like so. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back. I'm only putting the dimensionals on the pot. I kind of just want to use up these scraps. Now I could break out the good stuff here. Don't need this many dimensionals. I'm just putting this on because these are so tiny, in my opinion. I think I need one more down here. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. I took the dark Daffodil Delight, and I just put a little bit. Actually, it wasn't Daffodil Delight. It was dark Lemon Lolly. And I just added a little bit to the centers of the flowers. I forgot I did this part, sorry. Not really, just adding a little bit of color. It's going to lighten up, but it just gives it dimension. And then on these little ones, I took, this is fresh freesia, so I took the dark, well, I actually used the light in my sample. I thought I picked up the light. I need to put on my glasses. And this is hydrangea or Highland Heather. It's not even the right one. But on my sample one, I used the dark Highland Heather. So I'm going to put on my glasses because, oh my gosh, I just moved you with my boob. Okay. Oh, my iPad's falling. Sorry. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and set those aside. We're going to go ahead and set this aside. Well, let's see. I guess we could go ahead and build on this. So let's go ahead and remove our backings. Sorry, I just feel super stressed because I couldn't get the orientation of this video to switch. That's right. I tell you, they get in the way of everything. Everything. I could still tie my shoes though. But soon my gut will be too big for that. Okay. So I'm leaving a little bit of space on the sides because I'm going to tuck the purple flowers in. And then I'm just going to place it to where this is just going to hang over the tip of the white, just a smidge. Okay. So as centered as I possibly can. Okay. So that's how that goes down. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue, if I can get a little bit out here. And then I'm just going to place them down here like they fell or they're growing amongst the pot. That looks kind of cool. I don't like this glue tip. Okay. And then we'll put our little ladybug on our pot. Whichever direction you want it to go. I'm going to place the bling at the end. So then we're going to go ahead and set this aside, and then we can go ahead now and kind of put everything together. Now, I recommend, let me show you. This is what it's going to look like if you put glue. Okay. Angela, the one that I took this card idea from, used glue dots on hers. So either way you see, it just depends on what you want it to look like. I'm going to try some of the Stamp and Seal and see how that does on this one. I believe the film is going to be on the outside of everyone's card. But it may not be the case. So I would scratch the back, whatever is going to be your backside, just a hair at the corner to pull up that adhesive or to pull off that film. I'm gonna turn that around. Okay. Now I'm gonna bring this piece in here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of my Stamp and Seal. I need to move this. Oh my gosh. Good. Okay, now we got it going. It was not coming off. Okay. So you're going to choose which is your front, which is your back. We're going to put this on the inside. And without overstretching or overextending your card, you're going to put this, because you might crack the acetate. So you're going to have like this, you know, about the same amount of distance, a quarter of an inch-ish, all the way around. So if you line up the bottom and the sides, the top should go in its correct spot, like so. So this is what it'll look like with the Stamp and Seal on the back. Does look cleaner with the glue dots, but it is what it is. Okay. We're going to go ahead and adhere this to the solid green Mossy Meadow piece. Just like so. And this is where you're going to sign your name, and then this will go in the center. And we're doing this part first because we're going to need this to line up the front piece. So just center it the best you can. Okay. Now on this piece, you're going to put your adhesive, either your Stamp and Seal or your glue. Because it's embossed, just make sure it's something sturdy. If you're putting glue dots, make sure you put a lot of glue dots. I'm just going to go ahead and use the liquid adhesive because you're not going to see it at all. But I'm only keeping it in the center. Okay. And you're putting the debossed side up. So the debossed, this is the embossed. The debossed side is the part you're having your glue down. You're going to lay the embossed piece on top of your greeting, like so. Make sure it's straight, especially if you're using a glue dot or the Stamp and Seal Plus. And then you're going to close. And yes, it looks mighty ugly, but that's okay because we're going to cover it with this. It's going to go down just like that. Just going to use liquid adhesive. That's what I did on my sample. Worked just fine. Just going to need to let it rest and dry if you use liquid. So this piece, you're going to center it on the green, the mossy meadow, to where you have a little less than 1/4 of an inch all the way around, like so. Okay. And that's it, ladies. Now let's put our little bling-a-ding-ding on, and we can move on to card number 2. So I'm going, because I made my dark purple centers, I am not going to put the bling on the little flower below. I'm going to put it in the dirt. So there you have it, your floating card. So it looks like this when you open it, and like this when you have it closed. Put a little bit of pressure on the score. So that is card number 1. I don't know if anybody's with me. Hopefully everyone can still hear me. Okay. So there's card number 1. Let's go with card number 2, which is using this cutie patootie. Look at Elda. Isn't this the cutest little puppy stamp? So this is card number 2. And this is the inside. We are using the Cutest Crew stamp and die set. And the eyelet embossing folder, which I think might be retired. Yes, Elda. This is a new stamp set. I don't know if it's available right now, if it's coming out May 5th. Well, let me check really quick. I happen to have a catalog right here. Let me look at the table of contents. Stamp sets. So I think it's online now. We are using Crumb Cake and Mossy Meadow. Misty Moonlight. I really like this color combination. Okay. This is back in stock. This is the Misty Moonlight checkered ribbon. You have a Crumb Cake paw die cut. You have, I don't remember what bling this is. Because I think it might be retired. It's the Earth Tones Shimmer Gems. This is from the Easter paper, which I don't remember the name of. We have a circle, an embossed piece of Misty Moonlight, crumb cake card base, and our inside piece and our envelope. So let's go ahead and glue this to the inside and get it out of the way. This is going to be a top folding card. I mean, you could make it a side folding card and trim if you want. Just the paws will put them or the other way and they'll be going along the bottom. But I'm going to go ahead and keep it the way I have it. So we're going to set that aside. Let's glue these pieces down. I have it going at an angle. I'm going to get this craft mat out of my way because it's making me. So we're going to put it down at an angle so we don't have to be straight. Going to glue this down at an angle. You're going to cut pieces off, so just add your glue in between the paws. Okay. And I'm going to say maybe about halfway, or excuse me, in the middle, and then just go down at an angle till you're about maybe a ½ inch from the bottom. And then just give it a little press. Then we're going to trim our sides. Make sure you get enough glue there. Okay. And then we all know here we're going to do a little knot, and then we're going to cut it. Okay. And then I'm going to have the knot here to the side, so maybe about an inch from your knot, or excuse me, not an inch. Maybe about 2 inches from your knot. You're going to cut it. And then we're going to wrap it around and tape it down. Use a glue dot. I like to use Scotch tape. And we're going to put this maybe 2 inches from the bottom up, like so. So it's almost going to look like we're doing an X, you know, because I wanted the paws to go behind it at an angle. So we're just going to tape it down. Like so. Oh, the stamp is called Cutest Crew. Okay. Now we can go ahead and glue this down on our card base, and then we can color our little puppy dogs. Puppy dogs, puppy dogs, puppy dogs. And this will be centered, and you'll have like 1/8 of an inch all the way around, like so. Now the fun begins. Okay. Now the trick is to remember what I used. But I guess it doesn't matter. I know I used dark and light gray granite on this little Bowser. So because it's a little image, I'm going to color him with the light first. And then I will go in and add the little bit of shading. Although these images are so tiny, you really don't need to add any shading. And I'm coming in with the dark, and I'm just going over, you know, like I'm outlining the bandana. I'm going to go around the neck. I'm going to color one of his ears kind of dark just to give it a little bit of change, you know, like a different color gray. I don't know. And then I'm going to put a little bit of dark here. And then where I see the hard lines, I'm just going to kind of go back over it lightly with the light. Okay. Then this end guy here, I used crumb cake. Gonna do the same thing. Hi, Angela. I made your card early, my first card. Forgive the orientation. YouTube was not cooperating. Not cooperating. So it is what it is. So coloring it with the light. Then I'm going to come in with the dark, do the same thing. Going to just give him some highlight. Then I'm going to go back over it with the light and blend out those lines. can call that one a day. Then this little guy, I think I used, these two, which are the bronze and the ivory, I think. Let me see. Wasn't the ivory. I think I started that one and it was too light. So let's just go with these guys. So let's use, these are the skin tone browns, so that's not going to work. Well, it would work, but let's use, these are the skin tones too. I guess I have all the skin tones together. Who would have thought I organized that well? I don't want a dark brown. Okay, I give up. I'm going to use these. I'm going to use light and dark pecan pie. We're just going to have another dark brown dog. I don't think it really matters. I don't think dogs care what color they are. And it won't look bad. I should have left this one white because it almost looks like my grand dog. But that's okay. So that was the light. Going to do the same thing with the dark. Except I'm going to paint. Oh my goodness. I'm going to color his little paw, the dark, completely. Dark crumb cake. Oh, I know why I left that one out, because I'm going to color that one. Alrighty, that's that little guy. And then this one, I just used crumb cake. And I just made him look spotted like this. And then I colored his ears. And then I think on this one, I'm going to put a little spot on his leg. Now I did highlight around him with the light gray granite, because it has a little bit of a brown hue in it. So I just went around just ever so lightly. And I got a little heavy-handed there on the tail. Just going around, because I think it makes the white look white. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it once it dries. Then you color your little bandanas. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. I'm going to go ahead and color this one with the dark Misty Moonlight. And I think I want to color this one with, I'm going to use dark Lemon Lime Twist. Let's just go for it. Okay. And then I'm going to use the light Old Olive for the leaves of the flowers. Thank you, Joanne. Okay. Let's not forget the little guy's tongue. Right here, I'm going to use, this is the dark strawberry slush. I know it's very dramatic, but these are dramatic little puppy dogs. I'm going to use dark Daffodil Delight for the flowers. I think it's yellow, but it has, to me, in my eye, a little bit of a tannish brown. So it kind of all matches in my eyes to the crumb cake. And it's yellow to match with the Misty Moonlight. And last but not least, we need to color their tags. And I used the new color, Dark Golden Glow, because I thought they needed gold tags. Yay! Okay, now let's bring our card back in. We have our little doggies colored. We're going to pop this guy up. I don't want to put the dimensionals where the ribbon is, because then it gets all wonky and it doesn't look good. Okay. So we're going to put this kind of centered to the left. Well, kind of centered between here, right? Then we're going to glue our puppy dogs on. However, they're going to overhang, so we're going to put a dimensional on the ends. Probably need a mini. dimensional Tanya. I think I cut one up on my sample. Okay, and then we're going to put some glue here. Now, because I'm a little neurotic here, I can see a little bit of that dimensional. I'm going to shave it. Okay, and then we're going to put this going across. Look at how precious these little dogs are. And then we are going to trim our tails. And now we're going to add our little bling blings. Your card, you put them wherever you choose. I really love the flat blings. Because I think they just mail so much nicer. Okay. What do you think? This is card number 2. I thought it was so sweet. I like the way this dog came out better than that one, but that's okay. We won't tell him. Okay, the last card is the easiest card. And my lovely team members helped me because I could not figure out what card base to use. We are using what's coming out May 5th, Relaxing Waterside and Dies. I think this is a pretty card. Not everyone has the same background as this. Some have this background. Why, do you ask? Because my order did not ship out as quickly as I anticipated. Oh my goodness. So this is it. I did do a request on my Facebook page. Who has or doesn't have, who has a white gel pen. So and those that said they do not have a white gel pen, I stamped your seagulls and I added the white to them. So this is going to be a top or side folding card. I'm using the Everyday Arches. You have this piece here, which will go on your envelope. You will have a seagull, you have a chair, and you have a book. And I was going to use the sunset bling, and truthfully, I just did not like it. I just felt it just didn't go. I wanted something a little less. So I used the Close to My Heart Teeny Tiny Gems. The only coloring you need to do on this is with your white gel pen, those that have one. You're just going to take your gel pen and you're going to just add a little bit of white here to the seagull's body. If you want. If you don't like the way it looks, don't do it. Okay, so that's all the coloring on this. You need to color your book. You need to color the beak of the seagull, and I used the dark golden glow for the seagull beak. It's literally just a dot. I colored the sample book here in Pretty in Pink and Lemon Lolly. You use whatever colors you want your book to be. And then on the chair, I did use the brush end of the light gray granite, and I just added a little bit more highlight to the lines that were already there. And I just went over, just bringing out a little bit of the shading. This is totally optional. You do not have to do this because the artists have already given you your shadows in the stamped image. I just wanted a little bit more, and my daughter is vacuuming, so my dog is going crazy because I'm only recording a video. So that's it. That's all I'm doing. The book, let's go with, so this is what I'm using for this card. So I'm going to go ahead and color the outside of it, or this part of the cover, dark lemon lolly, right? Yeah, dark lemon lolly. And I think I want to use light crisp cantaloupe for this part of the book. Again, you use whatever colors you want. But the colors in this, I will tell you if you want, well, in this paper pack, which is Scenic Coast. It's 6x6 paper. I did share this on my Facebook live unboxing. It's 48 sheets. And it uses Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Crushed Curry, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and Strawberry Slush. Which I did get my order yesterday, and the other paper pack came in. So this here is how we're going to build our sand. Okay. So I die cut this same size, so the the stitching or the holes on the side will line up. And you're just going to tear. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of tears. I'm going to put it up close so you can kind of see. Let me give it a minute so you can see up close here. Okay. So first layer, you're literally just ripping across the page. That's your first one. And they're all maybe about a ½ inch, because you're going to layer them. I have a hard time tearing with my left towards me. It's not working. 2, 3. 4. Okay. So you have your 4 pieces. Let's just put these little bits aside. Here's a sample. Now we're just going to glue them. And we're going to start with the highest part of the sand and come and work backwards to the bottom. But you want to place your first piece where you want your beach to be. So kind of dry fit your chair where you're going to place your chair. So it's going to be kind of like that. So I don't want that much sand behind my chair. So I'm going to bring my sand down a little bit because I'm going to place my chair there. And that's kind of where I want it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down, lining my holes up on the sides. And you don't want to put glue all over because we're going to kind of flip up the sand a little bit to give it a little bit of dimension. So before that dries, I'm going to, okay, that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to come in with another piece. Just putting glue across the middle to the edge because it's going to, and then we're going to layer it. Now obviously this is going to be the last piece because it's the bottom. Keep in mind how much you have so you're not left with any of the water showing at the bottom. Okay. And then this is our final piece, and we're going to go ahead and make sure we don't spill over the edge, but get close to the edge because this is going to be it. And you're going to line it up at the bottom, your sides, just like so. And then you're going to take your fingers and just kind of just rub the edges of your paper to rough up. Okay, like just trying to make it look like the sand. It's just not flat brown paper. Okay. Now we're going to need a mini dimensional for the head of our pelican, or pelican, oh my goodness. Tanya Lynn, the seagull. You might need two, depending on where you place your seagull. But remember, this is layered, so you don't want to put dimensional on the bottom part and dimensional on the head, because then it's going to look like his head is going backwards. So I'm going to put my seagull, I almost said pelican again, kind of like right here. So I only need the one dimensional. And we're going to do the same concept with the chair. We're only going to put dimensional on the back side of the chair. So I'm going to put my little bird right here. So I only put glue down here on his body and his feet and the dimensional behind his head. And then for our chair, you're going to kind of tuck in the legs into the sand. You might end up covering up a seagull's head. That's just because of the way this paper and the sunset was. The stamping isn't. Try to get the horizon, is that what this is right here? The horizon? It's different. You know, see how it's lower? So you can always cut the legs off and make it look like it's lower in the sand if it bothers you. So just figure out where you want to put it, but I've got the legs tucked in. I don't care if it's covering a bird. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back side here, maybe 3. Let's see. Just pulled that backing off. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to put 3. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue down on the legs here. Find my place again. And then set it down. Gonna glue our book to the seat. You can also put the book on the arm if you want it on the arm of your chair, or you could set it on the seat. And it just glues flat down. It's not popped up. Okay. So that's kind of what our scene looks like. And then we're going to glue it to the front of our card. The inside has seagulls. And this is glued flat down. And it's centered with roughly 1/4 of an inch side bottom. I use the Bearly Art Precision Craft Glue. I just changed the tip. I usually use the fine tip, but this glue, I kid you not, I bought it in 2001. It came with this size bottle full and a refill of a bear. And I literally just a couple months ago put the last of the glue in this bottle. So I bought a new set. Otherwise, you could just buy the big bear refill and refill it. Get it directly from Bearly Art. Otherwise, you're paying more. But it was like $30 for 2 bottles. Okay, now we're going to put our bling down. And I just put 2 little blings here in the sand. Make them look like little seashells. If I had little seashells, I would have used those, but I don't have a stamp set that has little seashells. Well, I might, close to my heart, but. And then this, I just glued to the bottom of the envelope flat. So this was left over from, cutting out the arch. And I thought, oh, this would go really well along the bottom flap of the envelope to tie it all together. And of course, using the pretty side out, because it does have like a shimmer. This paper does kind of have a weird smell to it, but I think it's because of the foiling in the print to give you the shimmer of the water. So there you have it. There is card number 3. Oh no, and my battery is going low. So let me unplug my iPad, plug in my phone. Hope I didn't hit the wrong button. Okay. What do you think, ladies? I hope you like them. Again, I'm sorry about this orientation, but I could not get it. Tried. Get them here. All right. Those are our cards. Thank you, Joanne. All right, ladies. I will check my text messages Elda. I will. As soon as I log off and hit post. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. Comment, um, send me a message. Also, in your card kits, I included something for February and March posts. So, Elda, your name was drawn for posting your card in February. Martha, your name was chosen for posting your card for March. And when I did my Facebook Live, I said, anyone that comments and chats with me will be entered in a drawing. And Vivian, you won that drawing. So I put your guys' little prizes inside your card packet. So you'll have that in with your cards. Post your cards on my on the Facebook group page for this month, and I will draw a winner. And if you participate next month, you will have a prize in there. I would appreciate if you give me a thumbs up. I know this is a whacked out video here with this orientation, but again, as a reminder, it is not my fault. It is lovely YouTube's fault. Don't know why it was not even giving me the option to go in the other direction like it normally does. So I have no idea what is going on. Thank you, ladies. Enjoy your cards. Post pictures. I'd love to see what little twerks and tweaks you make to the cards because they are yours. I just give you the idea and a little bit of the guidance. And I love when people make it their own. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will be posting signups for May. Can you believe it's going to be May? Oh my goodness. I will be posting for May signups. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to use yet. There's so many options. And I am dying to use the poo stuff. So, but I think that might be a class all on its own, separate from this. But we will see. All right, everyone, enjoy. Happy crafting. And remember, cards bring smiles to everyone. Bye, everyone. Take care.